And that's for a couple of reasons. Number one, our classes are going to be strongly interactive because we're talking about concepts. The best way to impart information and enlightenment about concepts is if we engage in a Socratic discussion that goes back and forth. And you can't be engaged in that discussion if you're not here. And while a particular question may be aimed at a particular student, presumably everybody in the class is going to be asking themselves the same question and be going through the same thought process in coming to an understanding of the concept. And there's just no substitute for being here and doing it. And so that's the strongest reason why you need to be here. Another reason is there is going to be material in the lectures and in the discussion that's not in the book. There's also going to be a lot of material that's in the book that we're not going to cover in our class time. When it comes to examinations, what is it that you're responsible for? Everything. Absolutely everything. So if you can't come to class, I strongly suggest, as a minimum, that you get a study buddy of some sort and get someone to give you their notes. That's something that at least you want to do. Okay. As I say in the middle of page 2 of the syllabus, in graduate school, we're told we can expect you to spend about 2 hours of preparation for every 1 hour of credit. As this is a 3-credit course, I'm completely entitled to expect that you're going to spend about 6 hours a week outside of class time in preparation for this class. Do I think you have to spend 6 hours a week? I don't think you necessarily have to spend 6 hours a week, but the time you do have to spend and my expectation of the time that you're going to spend is a lot more than 0. And you'll decide that for yourself. Okay. Grading, we lay out the grading. The 3 principal items for the grade is going to be a midterm exam, a final exam, and a case study. Each of those are worth 30% of your grade. 10% of your grade is going to be through class participation. And let's talk about class participation. This is not a spectator sport. I am going to expect and demand active participation by everybody in the class. And that means I will be calling on you even if your hand is not up. We're going to, in fact, it's going to be my burden to make sure that in the class participation portion of the grade, nobody does worse than a B-, because I'm going to make sure that happens by not allowing one to get away with sitting there and never raising their hand. Now, I know some of you think that sounds awfully harsh and awfully drastic. It's not really as harsh as it sounds. Our discussions, our participation, when we do it correctly, are ones in which insights are gained. Hopefully people have those aha moments as we talk about various approaches to these problems. Say, wait a minute, you're going to call on me. What if I haven't had a chance to study? I mean, I'm a good student, but I had a tough week at work. I had problems with my family. This week I just couldn't get to it. I guess I'll have to skip class because I don't want to be embarrassed if he calls on me and I haven't had a chance to prepare the work. Don't skip class. Come to class. If you've had a bad week and you're coming to class not having had a chance to read or prepare the material, and if you're unlucky enough that I should call on you, then you don't have to give me any excuses. All you have to do is say, I pass. And if you say I pass, I'm going on to the next student. This isn't about embarrassment or humiliation. This is all about learning. Word to the wise. If you happen to pass on a given Saturday, it would be in your best interest to make sure you were prepared the next week, because chances are I'm going to return to you and give you the opportunity to participate in that class. Someone said, well, what happens if I pass every time you call on me? If you pass every time I call on you, you will not pass. So we will leave it at that. For some people, class participation is something they are just going to love. And we know who we are, right? Some people have the gift for the gab, some people enjoy being challenged, and some people can say, hey, come on, take your best shot. For other people, I know this is a very daunting concept. I don't like to talk in class. I don't like to be called on. I don't like to answer questions that I haven't had the benefit of hearing in advance. And to people who have those concerns, I'll say this. First, this is the way it works in real life. If you haven't found out already, and I suspect you have, but if you haven't found out already, you are going to find out that you're going to be called upon to participate in give presentations and to participate in discussions. In the real life of business, you're going to present ideas, and then you're going to be asked to defend those ideas, sometimes in a room of very, very skeptical people. Now, one of my absolute rules for the conduct of discussion is that we do so in a manner that reflects both civility and mutual respect for everybody's opinions. I don't expect people to even disagree, to automatically agree with even anything I say. In fact, people think I'm wrong or have an approach that isn't as insightful as it should be. I welcome that comment. And we can challenge each other, but we are doing so in a way that is both civil and is fundamentally respectful of everybody. So I can assure you, if you're called upon to state a position and then made to defend that position, nobody is going to be rude or aggressive. They may not disagree with you, and that's okay, but it's going to be done in a highly respectful manner.